morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. This morning, I'm joined by my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, who's working behind the scenes to keep us everywhere on the web. Thank you so much, Fran. And this morning, our co-host is Ms. Karen Fern, your money mindset coach, here with her Island Girl Hustle to show us how to make money and keep our minds together at the same time. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we want to welcome Karen, and today she's going to be talking about online sales. So if you need this information, you might want to go run and get a pencil or put your phone on record or do something so that you can capture these nuggets. And those of you who are watching on the replay, we welcome you, and we hope that you will take the time out to take some quality notes so that you can improve how you do business. Now, I'm Terralina from California Cover-Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Coach. You were telling us, Coach Karen, about sales. We've been talking about sales this month.
Yes. This whole month we're talking about sales. And as we know, on Biz Chicks, when somebody's birthday, it's all month, right? It's not one day. And our techie coach is very shy. He kept it so quiet. And was her birthday yesterday, the day before?
The day before.
I see the food was so wonderful. So the first thing I want to talk about that. And, you know, happy birthday. I hope this month
Thank you.
You had a blast, okay? So first things first. Good. And as Terry mentioned, this whole month we were talking sales. Last Wednesday, it had a bit of mix-up, so I wasn't able to come on and lead us in, but we'll dive in this week and cover as much as possible.
Okay.
You know, in this. I'm Karen Fern, your money mindset coach at Island Girl Hustle. And that's what we do. We hustle. And it's not a bad word. It's what people do every day in their business, even if they're not using the word or they use it in a different way. And I look at hustle not as I'm freaking out hustle, not like I don't have. I look at it as hustle as understanding that business needs to bring in money. And sometimes we get so comfortable really in giving free things away and get so comfortable in being in this voluntary spirit, and that nothing's wrong with that, and being of service that we think getting paid for it, it shouldn't be. Even if we're telling ourselves or telling people behind that, our subconscious is been prepared that it doesn't need to receive money. And so it becomes hard to ask for, to be involved in the process, to understand the process, understand your cycle. Each and every one of us in our businesses need to have a marketing calendar, a marketing cycle, how things work, what that's supposed to look like for you, tweak, readjustment need be, so that you know how much money you need to bring in per day. And I know it scares some people when I say this, but yes, per day, even if the money's not coming right now, per week, per bi-weekly, and per month overall. But when you understand that, you know how much units you need to sell per day, every store you see around, whether it's online or offline or online, it has to project how much it needs to sell today. The real retail gals and men you see in the stores have their quota, have their number handed to them, how much money has to be made per day, per week. And so the reason there's both, because if one day you didn't make as much, then the hope is, and the marketing plan and the sales plan is to tie in so that Friday or Saturday, whichever day they week ends, will showcase 10, 20, whatever thousands of dollars that's supposed to look like gross, and ever who in the office is going to decide where it trickles down to net. And so we as small business owners really have to start wrapping our mind around understanding that it's okay to plan to receive money daily in your business, even if it's not happening right now. All right. It's my last spiel first.
And I want to shout out to Q from Q the Brand. She popped in over there. Hey, Q. Yes. Okay, so we're ready.
All right. And so we're going to talk today about creating a buy-in frame of mind, helping your customer to buy. Now, this is not you buying. It's easy for you to buy. Let me tell you, when you're not making money in your business, you find things to buy. That's not the time to buy, but you do the opposite of what needs to happen in your business. You need people to buy from. And you need not to feel ashamed that you're asking people to buy from versus you going and buy something. Because you're going to talk yourself into believing that you need it. I don't care if it's a camera, if it's a phone, I don't care what it is. You can convince you to buy it when maybe at that moment is really supposed to be allowing people to come in and buy from you. So we're going to talk about boosting confidence in your client to be about using flattery. Yes, it's part of what people do. If you might feel funny doing it at first, but you know, we do it naturally as women, and men do it to sell you anything. And you laugh about it and you feel great about yourself, but they're using it as a sales tactics. And we're going to talk about making people feel important and demonstrating the love that you feel for them. And sharing love, being of service, doesn't mean it has to be for free. All right. So let's start off talking about boosting, you know, people's self-confidence.
And I also want to shout out to Pat Washington, who's watching.
Hi, Pat. Thanks for popping in, girl. Thank you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, and this is Pat Washington, who has the Great Bath Experience. So. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other Pat. Sorry, but still, great to have you here. Great to have you. We're talking about sales today.
Yep, and she has some great products for sale too. Okay.
There we go. Right. And first of all, you know, I like to go into the person first before the business aspect, because when we feel good, we really sell better. And we really want to pump us up, pump ourselves up. So if you're on the online, and if you haven't, go back and look at the in-person that I dealt with before. But let's talk about online, right? You're not seeing the person right away that you're positioning yourself to sell to. And we're going to suppose that you've been following us and you understand how to set this up and how to get things going. So we're not diving into that because that's not what I'm teaching you. Today I'm teaching you prime, you're ready, you set up yourself, you're ready to sell. Your job for you is to come in and get into your ritual, you know, talking about, I'm a great saleswoman. If you're a woman, if you're a man, and you know what to say, I'm a great saleswoman. I intend to do X, Y, and Z today. Have this conversation out loud with you. Be pumped, be energized, be ready. Because when you're ready, what do you pull towards you? What do you pull towards you? Other people who are ready. So I want you first to be ready. And if you can do it immediately in front of the mirror, do it by yourself. Jump up and down. If you can jump, put one foot in front of the other. I'm asking you to get excited. And if that's not how you get excited, put on some music. Do what you need to do to get you in a physical state of mind, excited state. I don't want you to just sit at your desk and say it. It's not going to pump you where I want you to get to. I want you to be full of yourself. This is a time to be full of yourself, okay? Go get full of yourself. It's okay. Nobody's seeing you. That's what you're going to do first. Once you do that, then you can build up somebody else. And this is the way God works. When you're building you up, he's going to find people either in groups, either because you're ready to messenger somebody and let them know what great service you have. And don't stick around worrying about if they're getting back to you. Somebody's might be at work and it's maybe till after 6 before they saw your message. So it's not a dead day. It's just that they're ready. But so you're going on with your day. You should have had your day planned of all the things you have to do. And a portion of that is selling. So make sure you're getting in. Those are your important things to do in your business, by the way. You're selling it, right? And that's how you do it. You're building up people confident. And again, it depends on what part of the sales cycle you are. That's how you will engage in what you're telling them. And again, something we did before, and I might bring it back, but right now that's not what we're dealing with. And so you're building their confidence by looking to reinforce where they are, what they're doing. These are all ways that you build somebody's confidence. People buy from you when you're helping them to get to this place. Think about it. You get into the store and you know you need a dress. And you know that you probably only can spend $60, maybe $100 on a dress. And you're seeing a dress for $200 and something. And you find a sales girl, a sales clerk, who is talking to you about different things. And she might ask you, but a good salesperson is going to ask you where your budget is. And so she's going to lead you to the place where your budget will flow, but she'll also give you an option to step up your game a little further. And you can decide where to go. And she's going to tell you how it's going to look, maybe an earring, maybe you need a necklace or something to go with it. If you see a way, you probably will spend more than the $100 you went to spend, because she's building up your confidence. You're going to look great in the dress. Girl, when you wear that with some black heels and imagine some dropped earrings, a necklace. I mean, you're so beautiful already. You don't really need anything other than a dash of lipstick. Your face is so smooth. You don't need foundation and all that stuff. And you start buying into the whole idea of it. And you leave. And if you couldn't really get a dress, the bare minimum, if they're selling earrings, you leave it a pair of earrings or something, because they'll go with something. So she still will get a sale out of you, a real good salesperson. And that's what happened. You're reinforcing what somebody knows about themselves already. You're not telling them news, but it's nice to hear somebody else tell you about it. And that ties right into flattery, right? Yeah. Using flattery. That's what we do. We, as salespeople, you have to do it. It's part of it. And if it makes you cringe, start complimenting your dog, your cat, your niece, your nephew, your kids. Call up your friend. Tell her, send you a picture. Tell her anything you want about the picture. This will help you to tell it to people easy. And for online, compliment others in their field of expertise. So if you know somebody's in a specific area, compliment them, and not false compliment. You go into their Facebook business page and see what they're talking about, and compliment them on it. I am not talking here about no fast-footing salesperson who's just doing it to get a sale. This is true, because everything I talk about is building a relationship. So all this stuff has went into this. So you could honestly say to the person, I love the last video that you did. It looked like you know what you're talking about. Then you can actually have a conversation versus just flying by your seat, because they're going to find out very soon that you didn't really do anything. You better be looking at it, because I want to poke holes in people when they're, talking to me, and I know they didn't say anything I did, because I'm going to question you. So what is it exactly? And you can't explain it to me. You didn't watch anything. You're just trying to see if you can sell me something. Somebody was in my inbox the other day trying to sell me something for $900. And I'm like, you don't even know me. You can't sell me anything. You should have gotten to know me, not say hi, and I say hi, and you had something, and I act one of the people that responded to it, and that tells you you can sell to me. No, that's not how you sell to people. You are making $900 from me, and I don't know anybody that you're sending that kind of email or messenger to is buying that. Doesn't work like that.
Wow.
Flattery, another way is checking up on them and take note of them later. So you can actually get into their business page and actually comment on things. And don't comment on things that has nothing to do with you. Just for the comment's sake. There's enough friends that you have on Facebook that you're only commenting on the people. And I'm only talking about Facebook. You're only commenting on people that you have something either that you can service them with, or you can compliment by sending somebody to them, or you can use them later on. And feel no way saying, later on I might be able to use your services, but not at the moment. Don't feel it has to be tack for tack. Don't feel that way, because then you will be a continued buyer. And if they're really looking at their cycle, they want continued buyers. And then in the flattery section, give them something, because we're talking about the online world, give them something going to give a quick results right away. Something, it has to be so simple, but they can see results of it. Don't go trying to write yourself a whole blog. No, something very simple. Sometimes we want to give so much, and it's not necessary because people have enough already that they just want a little thing. And usually we're thinking about a lot, and it's really not so. And I know when it first come on, I used to want to give people a whole barrel and the caboodle, and they really can't handle it. When I first started giving away freebies, I used to give away my budgeting form where people just fill it in. And that's it. And it was a 3-page form. And it's only because I did one. I did 2 sample budgets. Then I give them a list of how they can do their own budget. And come back to me in a week or 2 if you get paid bi-weekly or monthly, and let me know if it really worked. That's all I needed. And you come back to me and say, yes, Karen, I saved this, I did that. And that was it. I wasn't selling anything at the time. I was just that was part of my sales of figuring out what people need, what the need were. So that's why I needed a response back. Easy, they didn't feel obligated to anything other than getting back to me. And people did it because it wasn't hard. It was just something to go and writing the number and check it off. That's it. So try to make it as easy as possible for them. Any questions so far before I get to the other?
Nope. This is really good. I like what you said. I catch little things that could be quotes. When we feel good, we sell better.
We do.
I was like, Okay.
And it's true.
Yeah. You're feeling confident, so you're going to do better.
Exactly.
You feel good.
Yes. If you ever go to, a fair or we have the exhibition place, I went to the baby show the other day with my daughter, and there's the people in the booth who's just sitting there and eating something and have pay no mind. And I'm like, why did you even come to the show? And then there's the people who, whether they're gonna, there's a booth, they were just for information. She wasn't selling anything. But the two ladies, you would think she was gonna sell us a stroller. I mean, she just demonstrated the stroller. She was just excited. We talk about kids, her family, how long she worked. We talk about so many range of things. And there's tons of people in this booth, but she's giving everybody attention. All the ladies, there were three of them. And they'll say, enjoy looking, and then we'll be over to tell you about the product. And they're not rushing you to get over there to anybody else. They're just spending time with each family or whoever is visiting, or they'll say, we seem to be full in the booth today. You might want to check out the rest of the gang and then come back to us because we all here a big family. I mean, it's different businesses, but you see how they put it over? You want to come back to them because they're telling you that other people that is selling stroller and car seat are part of our big family. No, it's not the same company, but they're looking at it that way because they're going to spend. And I said, she said, we're going to spend 2 days together. Sometimes we spend a whole 2 weeks with these people. So they become your family and you find them at these places. So when I come back, I look for them, people who were nice to me. I go, look for this business. And it's not her company. She works with the people. But the behavior, the atmosphere, I think we spend more time there because of just how she was. Both of them, all three, but the two particular, they are just so in tune with people and how they sell that. I thought it was such a great takeaway. So I'm always looking at that sort of thing. And then there's the people who call out to you, the people who product knowledge is great, and then the people who just struggling and hoping the other person who's selling with them knows more than them. Maybe they just got the job or what have you, or they didn't spend time. And then we got to another booth, and this girl was just literally reading the manual. She's like, I'm so brand new that I want to know I do a good job. To me, people like that, if I was hiring, that's a good worker. That's somebody I want to hire. You know what I mean? Like, that's somebody you want to steal and bring with you. Reading a manual and just got the job. All right. Nice. So, number 3 was making people feel important.
Wow.
And sometimes it's so hard when we are, I don't know because we're bad about it, just because we're excited and creative and love what we do. So we end up in this big talking about us. And when you do that, nobody else can step in and feel important. So to have people do that, you have to really start listening and allow them to tell you. Even if inside of you, and I know I used to be like this, you just want to tell people what to tell people because I'm selling. But really and truly, when you listen, and they are important, they get to tell you, and you get to serve them the way they want to be. They want to be served versus how you think you should serve them. This, I tell you, this is across the board for anything, because usually it's service-based. I'm talking about it's anything because some people have a product, and it might not be suited for what the person is telling you. But maybe it's in your genius to do and incorporate and bring that on and test it out to see if other customers will buy from you. And you need to pay attention to know, if you could and if you want to. Or you send them to somebody else, but you still want to pay close attention and you're allowing them to feel important in time because they're telling you. And acknowledge what they're telling you. Don't just, because they can't, some people have a way of acknowledging but not being noticeable. You have to really let them know that you're hearing them and be in tune with it.
I like that. Let them know you hear them.
Yes. And C is, and this part here, I just started doing for myself. And so there's a bunch of people I got on a chart waiting to devise. This is directly for online. Anyway, you could use it, but because we're talking online. When you accept a friend request, set up a system as an intake. Look at it as an intake. So if you had 5 people ask to be your friend, put it in, set up a chart. The person's name, what date you said yes to them, and you should have at least 3 content. We do this like an email, 3 content of meaning, things you want to say to them. Hi, how are you doing? And ask them about themselves. They'll get back to you and do the same thing. So maybe you want about 3 different layers happening. And space it out. So if you want to talk to them twice for the week, put it on your chart. Once for the week, put it on your chart. But don't just shake your hand and disappear, because I want you to build in so you can understand if these people is going to be just your friend or they're going to be business associate later. And through your conversation, and sometimes you might need more than 3 touches to understand where to place them. Because remember, you're not selling to them yet, but I want you to have this intake because it'll help you later. Every so often, Facebook runs you up and say you should invite these people to like your business page. This is your chance to figure out who you want to jump over your business page, because you have this intake behavior. You decide if they're going to just stay a friend or they're going to jump over on your business page. And you need to know that, because when eventually you want to advertise is part of sales. You want to advertise, you want to have the right people on your Facebook business page so you can advertise to people like them, to start off your awareness and all this stuff before you build in your actual, whatever you're going to do. Facebook ads helps you to build awareness before you really start doing much. And so take your bit of money with the awareness, and then you move into giving them freebie, move the freebie, and freebie can have 3 different stages. And, but I talk about emailers, so I'm not going to get into that big scenario, but that's the idea, so that you have the right people in there. And it helps you to keep track, because you've got it in your Google Docs or your Word, but, put it on Google Docs is easier for you that way. If anything happens with your computer, it's still on the cloud. You don't have to worry about it. So put it in Google Docs, set up your system that works good for you, and you can watch it grow over time. Now, have right at below that. That's for the intake, and this is for you. So you might see people yourself that you want to go and befriend. Pay attention to yours, who you befriended, when you did it, how much touches you do with them. Why did you want to be friends with them? Don't just go with this fly-by-night thing. Go keep your system. These are your building blocks for your sales. You're going to get sales. You have to have a system in place. You have to talk to people. You have to know what's going on to make a sale. That's the only way you're going to make a sale. You're not going to make yes. No, you might be talking somewhere, doing something like I'm doing, and somebody see you, or you realize and they book a time with you. And that happens to me. But that's not a consistent way to sell. That's a here or there or whatever. That's not a consistent way to be selling. And as I start off saying, you want to have your marketing plan and stuff, and so you know how much money is needed, how much you want to bump up, and all that sort of stuff. So while you're doing all that, I want you to have it systemized so you can go in and check and tweak to see what is working and what is not working. Because I don't want you to spend time on the not working if it's not working, so that you can tweak it and get to the workings of things. And number 4 was demonstrating love. And it is simple to demonstrate love. I know, but I'm still going to give some pointers in it. Because we buy from people we love. We like people who like us. We spend time getting to know those people. And we remember and they keep track of you, even if they don't buy from you. I mean, we had this big stuff that happened here yesterday. This crazy guy who just couldn't stand up waiting in the lineup and just drive over a whole bunch of people, killing 10, 15 in the hospital. And people I haven't spoken to in a long time inbox me to find out how I was doing, because every so often we touch base, right? Or on my personal page. Some people on my personal page, some people reach out, some people literally just messenger me. They didn't do it, they did it privately. So, because you're building up with them, I never sell them anything. I never ask them to buy anything because they're not where I'm ready yet to do that. But we stay. We don't talk every week. And some people is really far because of where they are, and we've spoken already. I know where they are, and we're part. I'll put them in, and some people never going to get in the cycle because that's not the kind of friendship we're building. And again, it leads back to the system because if you move them over here, eventually you're going to buy from them, they're going to buy from you. And then over here, you're just friendship. And even if the friendship turn into they decide to use your services, okay, now you move them over. Because although we have our IC, there's people who sometimes just come out of the blues, I feel, and they buy from you. And then there's the people who is your IC on paper, everything's great, but once you get into the sale of it, you realize they're not really your IC. And you move on. There's no hard feelings there, you just move on because we're just human beings and that's how we are set up and that's what happened. We don't blame anybody about it. Don't take the burden and don't give us stuff. It's just a wash. So, many questions.
Not at this point, but so point number 3 was
making people feel important.
Yes, making people feel important. Mm-hmm. I'm taking notes here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, so your Facebook page is more than just, oh, I'll just go in there, check in, kind of willy-nilly. It's something to be done on a on purpose type of thing where mm-hmm. Where you're talking about taking intake. Okay, mm-hmm. The name of the person, I accepted their friendship, I accepted it on this particular date, and then have a plan on how many times you're going to connect and touch with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just something that's just random and just kind of loose all over the place.
No, because when it's loose all over the place, if you intend to, and you should, I'm not saying you mustn't try to and cultivate and build friendship for free. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying eventually your job in owning a business, I mean, that's the reason why when we write a business plan, people like to talk about, we all talk about the financial part of it. And some people look to get loans to start a business because they want to start out advertising. Now, it's good and bad because if you're advertising with no knowledge of how to advertise and what you're looking for and why you're doing this, you're going to spend thousands of dollars and people's going to come on board. Maybe not the right people, but people come on board and you get 1 or 2 sales out of that. And then you say, well, Facebook ads doesn't work. But you haven't understand the process to get Facebook ads to work. Okay, so let's say you understand you get it to work, but you might not understand your email journey. And that's why I talk about email as a story and getting people able to talk about it. So if you understand your email journey, you know what part of that journey you sell. Then you understand if you had an intake and let's say 100 and something people sign on to your list and nobody buys, you can go back and ask those people why they didn't buy. Not everybody's going to respond, but someone's going to get back to you. I'm not ready yet. This is not what I want, blah, blah, blah. And your job is to take notes from these sort of things and really pay attention to them in terms of your sales cycle. And you might have to go back in and tweak. There's nobody running ads that don't have to go back, tweak, fix, because it is not just I clap on a picture, I write great copy and people buy because they might be at a different place at the moment, not because they don't want to buy your service, they might be at a different place. And then sometimes when we are getting along with whatever we're doing and we start something new, I don't speak for me. I didn't want to waste time building awareness. It's not true. It's not good, but I did it. So I could own up to this. Like I didn't do my steps. I went plunging right into a certain part of the sale when I supposed to do some other things first that I didn't do. And that's because I was dealing with my own personal stuff. And that's the reason I always bring in personal stuff because I know when I'm not fully awake, and I should be, because things pop up that, it's not of my doing. But sometimes I take it on, and that's the biggest thing I'm working on myself with. It's being able to leave what is not for me, of me. I got no responsibility in it. To take it on so that I can function properly in my business and do the things I know I need to do, the things that I teach. I'm one to tell him and being clear as book so people could know that I don't only just talk about this and sending you to do it. I understand how you feel. I understand how you have to really be guarded with your mind and pray on it daily, please. Because the intruders, the little sneaky ones, they seep in, and it's never a frightening kind of seeping. It seemed like a genuinely, I need to take care of this kind of seeping. I was saying that on a live yesterday. It's a genuinely, like, this lady says she's teaching something spiritual or something like that. And how could she put it over? And I said to her, it's mostly the ones that sneak in that people can't see. And so your thing, and it could be because you have a sick aunt, something's wrong with your husband, something wrong even with your kid. And it's not like you must not look after them. But do they need you 24/7 for 3, 5, 10 days? And the answer is no. But we keep thinking they do. There's the doctor that's looking after them and you can't do nothing about it. There's the nurses attending to them if they're in the hospital and you can't do nothing about it. And if they're dead, they're at the cemetery and you can't do nothing about it unless you're going to bathe the dead. No, you just have to do the other things that take a couple hours. And then, and I'm not saying you mustn't grieve, you mustn't feel upset, angry, sorry, whatever emotion, whichever tag you're adding to the emotion, because emotion is emotion. We tag our emotions. I am going to feel angry. Like I was writing a piece the other day about anger. But I was angry about something, so I was writing it. And I literally moved myself into a more positive place. And it took seconds. I was writing about it. And I started out the news till I caught myself. I was like in 4 lines. I was writing my journal. And I got to about the 5th or the 6th line. And I said, Karen, you're going down the rabbit hole. And I paused and I breathed. I drank some water. And I started writing now in a positive note. And my feelings just changed. Now, the situation didn't change right away. The people involved is not going to suddenly change. But I felt different about it because I started looking at it on a positive note. The part I played, what I can do next time. Why did I do it this way? Why did I allow myself? I'm not blaming them. Why did I allow myself? If they're not also getting off the hook that they didn't have a part of it. But why did I allow myself to look after the part that I played in? I'm not taking the responsibility of them. I want everybody to hear this clearly. So I don't want you walking around with this load because I am not taking that. But I'm taking me and what I contributed. And I got myself back on a positive mood. And I was laughing before I finished the page. But that's because I caught myself. And so we have to be mindful of that. And so then if I took that same energy from the top and I try to reach out to somebody without me understanding it, they're not getting back to me. Because I'm not light, I'm not confident, I'm not roaring to sell anything. I'm just, today I have to really reach out to Marlene because, she needs to get back to me. I need to really set up a booking with her. And so many things happen that we don't get to talk. But I set off that motion because of what was happening that had nothing to do with my business.
Catch yourself. Catch myself. I must catch myself. Okay.
And it's not easy to stay. Somebody had a quote the other day. Not easy to stay in a positive all the time. Somebody had a quote the other day. And I loved it. I can't remember the whole thing, but it went something like this. Being a positive person was a question. Does it stop you from having negative thoughts? And I said no, because it's just part of who we are as people. It's good and bad in a sense with so many areas. You get a kid and they're pretty happy and bubbly and just dance around and twirl around and enjoy themselves. And then somebody's like, watch out because you're going to hit your feet or don't go up. I was an upside down child. My mom spent her whole time telling me, probably from, I don't know, when I was crawling and walking until I was about 3 or 4, stop being upside down. Because I would sit in a chair and the minute you turn around, I'm upside down. My feet in the chair, my head down. And I love to jump. and I would find anything that I can to jump on, which, put a chair to the bed, put two chairs together. I was a jumper and an upside. So I was about 4 when I had some cousin. I had a cousin who used to always have me over, and she had these bed on blocks. And I put the chair, took her dining room chair, and I put it to the bed because I couldn't reach. And I was jumping back and forth. And then I broke my arm from the jump. Got myself in some good trouble. Because, that was how I am. That's what I do. But why I'm saying all this is we got to sort of know who we are. And really just that's who you are. You can't be anybody else. This is who I am. And how do I navigate myself through life and get to be at peace with it? Just be at peace with it. And if you don't know how, you can just ask God for peace and he'll give it to you. And you're going to have to like it, because sometimes when you ask for peace, not something you ask for peace and you want to get really riled up, you'll find yourself very peaceful and you can't. Ask him very specifically for the things you want. I say, if you're not sure, just jot it down and make sure you get all the details in there, when you start asking. He says, he'll deliver it to you. Never how you want it, but how he deemed it should be delivered.
Well,
and be aware that it's delivered.
So, can you go over points 1 and 2 one more time? I just want to make sure my notes are clear.
Okay. Points 1 and 2 for what?
For our talk today.
Like the boosting the confident?
Yeah. So I know 3 was making people feel important. What was 1 and 2?
1 was boosting confident.
Mm-hmm.
Yours confidence. And your client to be.
Oh, boost the confidence of your client. Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
And 2 was using flattery.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm good now.
Okay. Yeah.
And see, sometimes flattery has a bad rap, just like hustle has a bad rap. Flattery does not mean that you're going to say something to people that's not true. It just means that you're going to compliment them sincerely.
Yes. Yes. And that's why I mentioned that, because again, that's what a quick say, the hustler or whatever salesman people would say, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you did. You come in and say how you're a great housewife and you keep your house well, but if you use the vacuum, how much better you did, and he's telling you the truth, but some things it's like it is insultive to see a woman that is ugly, because there's ugly people in the world. Like, people keep forgetting this thing. This is a fact. And you're telling her that she's pretty and she ugly. Now she gotta pretty when she knows she ugly. Go tell the woman pretty. Now you could tell her she's good looking. You could tell her dress is great. You could tell her she looks good, like she does something. But don't tell her she's pretty. She knows she's ugly. I tell you guys, remember, I love it. When I was young, I asked him, I said, how do you manage being ugly? It's good things to ask people, like hard things. Well, that was a job, so she didn't want to know.
Wow.
He's like, Karen, do you watch your face every day? And the truth is, I don't spend time walking around looking at me. I mean, when I'm doing lives, I can see me, I can see you guys, what have you. I'm vain. I'm not going to lie about that. I never had a mirror growing up, so of course when I pass me, I look at myself. But I don't constantly go looking for that at my desk, or I'm doing my work, right? Writing, whatever that is. And she said, same goes to me. I know I'm ugly, but then I look at other things that I need to do to get me to where I need to be. So I don't spend time on that. But every so often, I look at myself. Nobody was happy that I asked the question, but everybody wanted to know the answer. All those big people around us wanted to know. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Nicely. I'm sure my mom gave me a spanking for it.
Oh my goodness.
I got my full share. She used to just put her hand on my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Poor lady. And my mom is such a quiet woman. And then she had me.
So we're talking about how to engage with our clients or clients in general, how to interact with them better. And on Facebook, you gave us some hints on what to do, not just handling our Facebook willy-nilly. And then managing, you said something that was key on point number 3 or point 4, managing our negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Because Very important. Do come, but it's how you manage those negative thoughts that's going to tell where we are. And then knowing who you are. You know how you are, so then you have to make the adjustments that you need to make. I'm like, okay.
Right. Yes. And I didn't say this, but gotta ask for the sale.
Oh.
Number 5. No. Let me just put this. Number 5, ask for the sale. Ask for the sale. So you did all this stuff, you've been following us on the budget, you're understanding how your money works, you understand your cycle, you understand your email, you get all this stuff, right? And you say, like, Karen, I've been doing all this stuff, but nothing's happening. Did you ask for the sale? You're gonna have to ask for the sale. So if you had set up the system that I talk about, making people important, all sort of stuff, but you set up this intake system, and you'll get to it's a form like how you do email. I mean, you get to this part where you're at, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 touches, but there's a conversation level that you have moved them over to the business card. You want to know, do you want what I have? And I can't help you carve that out. We'd have to work together for that. But if you know right now how you need to address that, you do it. You ask for the sale. And it's a 3-part. You ask for the sale. You ask if they know somebody who can use your services. And you also find out if you can help them, if they would love you to tell people about their business. So it's a give and take. It's not only gimme, gimme, gimme. It's a give and take. You've got to ask for the sale. If the person said to you, that's not what I'm ready, they don't want your services or your product. You want to know if they don't want it ever, or they don't want to buy now. Now is not a good buying time for them. You want to know this sort of thing. Because again, you want to put them down for when you come back to them. Now, this is not stopping the friendship. That doesn't mean you don't say, hi, how you doing? If you see something you want to send them, you see an article that is good for their business, because now this is the part you would start playing in their lives, because they're not ready yet to buy from you. So they're not ready yet to buy from you. You want to send them things that would help them in their business. You want to send either PDF if they want it. Even if you offer 30 minutes, but you're willing to jump on a 50 minutes to answer a question immediately for them for free, or somebody somewhere else talk about something that they have, you might want to tell them. The X, Y, and Z was speaking about it. Maybe you want to. Or I drop people name without telling them. But we'll just say X, Y, and Z can do X, Y, and Z. You might want to check them out. So then the people can go themselves and check them out. I don't even have to tell people I did that, because most people know the person. Look, they'll ask, who recommended me? And then they'll say, thanks, Karen, for recommending me. And I wouldn't say anything to them. If they're private and people can't get a hold of them, then I would say, X, Y, a friend was asking about this and that. You might want to contact her and talk to her to see if it's a fit. And so the friend should go on. But at least you're tracking. Tracking is what makes you see what's happening. If you are not tracking, you can't be in business. If you're not keeping inventory because of product, if you're not tracking because it's a business, a service business, you have to keep track. You have to pay attention. Again, we're going back to, that's why you need to know when your business starts, to know how long it's been in business, to know how long these people have been around with you, to understand your clientele cycle. How I have this client, if she's going to buy from me 1, 2, or 3 times, and where do I need to place her? And would she refer me? And all those are important things to know in your sales cycle. So you can understand the people who would do that. There's people who will do it for you without asking. But there's people who, they're so busy head down in their business and whatever's happening personally. And it's not because they're being bad or don't want to do it, but it's not a thought to them. that's not how their brain works. So you might have to go in, or somebody might say, I know X, Y, and Z need something, and actually be actively doing it for you. Because she's the kind of person, if I give you her information, she wouldn't really respond to you. But if I introduce you, she will respond to you. There's people like that. And we have to know that there's people like that. They can't be like us. That's who they are. Like, who recommended you? Who said X, Y, and Z? And all that's part of sales. So sales is not scary. It shouldn't be frightening. It shouldn't be worrisome. It should be this entity where it's set up and you follow in whatever system that works for you. Everybody has their own. Every coach or strategist has their own. I have my own. If you'd like anything like that, you're listening to this, whether the replay or here, you could ask.
Yeah.
And which part you're at, right? And if you need help for that, to get you to understand where to place things and how to follow through on it. And this is the kind of work, although we know we're going to get paid for it, sometimes we don't want to do it. Because if you've never done it, it's scary. That's all. And if you have done it before, but you don't see the results, it's worrisome that this wouldn't happen. So you're questioning, should I spend time doing all of this when I get nothing from it? But the truth is, were you really doing it? It's like, so we're on Facebook. So we talk a lot about Facebook. Let's go with Twitter. You get on Twitter and everybody sets an information place. So, X, Y, and Z. People get sales from Twitter. It's how you do it. You like somebody's stuff. They say thank you. They find out what you do. You go back and you talk to them. You send them inbox messages, and you still make sales. Or you can do the paid version. Again, it's still a process and a system. You have to follow certain things to be able to make the sale. So you need to have your stuff up there. Like, you can't advertise one place. Let me just say this straight up. Whether it's mouth service or not, you can't just advertise one place. So the minute you get a hang of Facebook, you want to start looking into Twitter, Instagram, if that's where your people are at, so that you can advertise or at least build awareness in a couple of places.
Yeah. Nice.
And then build that up, and that start happening. The horizon just open up.
And we have TJ, the social media guru herself, is watching over on Facebook. So, hey, and TJ.
She will tell you about Twitter. Yeah, yep. That's your girl.
Yep. TJ. Oh, TJ on Twitter. Yeah.
That's your girl.
Yeah.
For Twitter. Yeah. Like, somebody asked me out there and said, if you're serious, because I am not sending nobody who is serious. If you're serious, then you want to talk to TJ.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't waste your time.
Yeah. And in all of these things that Karen is talking about is going to require time from you. You're going to have to put it in your schedule to sit down and learn how to do this right. You didn't get into business just to play at it. At least I didn't think you got into it to play at it.
Right.
You got in it to earn money, coins, something, but you didn't do it just to say that you're doing something. So you need to take time to learn how to do it right. And if you don't know how to do it right, and maybe you don't know how to set up your business system for your financials, then you really need to call Coach Karen. And again, if you're not serious, she won't probably let you even get past the front door if you're not serious. But you need to reach out and get some help.
You need to understand how to structure it. I've been struggling. I've been pushing this back so bad, so forth, because I said people know this. But the more I'm writing on it, the more I write about it, that people need business 101. Need business 101, not the one where you just register your business. You can do that. Find out what happened in the government. You can go online and do that. But really, business 101. Understanding what happens when you work from home, own your own business.
Yes.
That kind of business 101 I'm talking about.
Yes, the stuff that they don't talk to you about in business school.
Yeah. You get there and they say all this, register and do all this. And everybody's in the class thinking, well, when I leave here, what do I do? And if you're not in business, you're like, okay, so I got they're talking to you, you're like, okay, so I got my daughter clothes, I need to get her washed, maybe I cook dinner. Because it's not nothing that's grabbing you, right? I was watching this little movie last night while I was preparing dinner. I put on a little movie on YouTube. And the girl wrote a book, and it was interesting to me because it was talking about budget and stuff, right? So I was watching it. And, you know, she was teaching this stuff, and it was so boring. I'm like, that's why I don't like to think about numbers, right? And her ex-boyfriend is saying to her, you have to make it engaging. People have to really want to do it. And I'm saying it because I think that's the core when people go and study business. Business school is pretty boring because, you know, they want to write a 25 business page plan, research to the tilt and back, and then present it, right, with whatever you're doing, right? And when you do that and you're finished, you're like, after I finish all that, what am I really going to sell? How do I really sell? Because it's in so much bits and bytes as they teach it. I find the teaching wasn't the greatest. We had a couple of great teachers in there, but the majority didn't. There's three people that always come to mind is the people who actually had businesses.
Yes.
They did well. The other jokers who just got a degree was terrible.
She said the other jokers.
We're terrible. So yes, you know, so you have to make it entertaining. You have to make people want to do it. Like when Terry recommended, you know, when I was talking about something with budgeting, and she said, what did she say? My happiness plan, it made sense. And when she knows I love to dance, so she said, dance steps, that made sense, you know? So you get to incorporate those stuff. And then people think, hey, I might like to dance, but maybe I'll put in singing steps. People substitute without you telling them. They're big people. They understand. They'll substitute whatever makes them feel happy and nice. But just hearing it's a happiness plan, they want to do it.
Yeah. See, and the happiness plan sounds so much better than budget.
It's a lot more appetizing, I tell you that.
And makes you want to do it.
Exactly. And when she said she loves to dance, then what came to my mind was, do you remember the Arthur Murray School of Dance?
Yeah, I do.
They used to send people, you know how you have when you play Twister, you roll the little mat out?
Yes.
You'd receive this floor plan that you lay down on the floor, and each step was numbered. So you put your foot here, and your left foot here, and this is number 1 for the right foot, and this is number 2 for the left foot. And as he gave you the instruction, you walk through the plan. Now, I could probably follow a coaching plan that had something similar, because now I could put it on the wall, and it says, okay, step 1, you know, with a little foot there instead of an outline of a list of 45 things I need to do, because when I roll that out, I'm rolling it back up. Right. but if it came with 10 steps,
I can see that where you have this shoe.
Do you understand?
And it's a visual. See, it goes back to how children learn in school. It is you do better with the kids, and I as a child did better when there was show and tell.
Exactly.
And the little felt people, and you because it was visual. It wasn't typed words on a page. And I was like, oh. So when you have the infographics, that's what they use now. They and TJ can speak to this too. Mm-hmm. Infographics are supposed to do that. 1, two, and there's a bigger.
Yeah, but usually
we think in pictures anyway.
Exactly, but when you do infographics, usually you get a list or a chart or blocks or something. But if it were something that people could relate to, like dance steps, mm-hmm. with just maybe 5 or 7 steps, whatever, and in each foot was the next, and they weren't like linear. They were like, you know what I'm saying?
Making sense.
Yeah, so you're like 1, 2. Yeah. Okay, yeah. 1, find out what you're, and it could be even, okay, you know how the little kids, I went over my son's house the other day, and his son was watching some child's program. But he was enamored with this program. You try and say something, and he's like all in the. But what they were doing was and it was just repetitive, but they were very simple steps. Oh, I don't remember the word something something, and then the little thing comes by and then it sings to you what the word is supposed to be.
Is it from the Leapfrog?
I don't know what it was. It was some show on TV, and I was like,
on Word, yeah, it's a PBS program on Phonics. Yeah, and they have characters, and then the little girl with the fairy wand, and they have but they're building words. So they're building.
Right. So this, I don't know if it was, I don't know which show it was. All I know was a kid's show, and I'm learning words that I already know, but it was in such a way that it captured his attention, and he didn't move from in front of that TV.
And that's hard for a boy, because a boy is harder. I learned the hard way when it comes to girl. Like, my daughter was just ready to read. My sons were like pulling teeth. I literally had to. My eldest son was comic books and Goosebumps. That was the only thing he would read. And me and his teachers like, we don't care if you read how the water's coming out of the pipe. Exactly. He read. So I bought any and every comic book. You name the comic book he wanted, he got it because he read it. And he would actually get assignment from the comic books, and he got a grade.
And the comic book had some pretty advanced vocabulary. But I say all this to say that, you know, people have these wonderful coaching programs, but at some point, a lot of times people do not do what they're supposed to do because it seems insurmountable.
Yeah.
So we just roll it up and put it back in the drawer. Yes. And we just proceed until apprehended. Yes. When in fact, if it was digestible, we'd be more apt to at least finish that section.
Yes.
And ask for more.
Yes. And I think one of the biggest problems with the online world, and I'm in it, is that there is this half of people that love to buy, but if they don't see is enough, they don't want to buy. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of tend to really just over deliver with giving a whole bunch that if you have a job in the regular people, like the people, you know, people reach out to me as a job and say, Karen, I have a job, I've been doing business every here and there, but I'm not really doing any business. I really want to make money in the business. But I'm in work full time. I can't do all that work. Like, there's no way I could get all that work done.
And then you have people like, I don't want to go back to school. I just want to know how to do this thing and make it work.
Yeah.
And I got enough pieces of paper. I don't want any more pieces of paper. I just want to know how to be successful at doing it.
And that is why you have people like TJ. You don't want to do and build your Facebook. You need to call TJ, and she will help you and help manage your stuff for you. If you don't want to do it. If you can't do it. Now she's going to ask you some questions and drill you down so that we can figure out what you do and all of that. That part you're going to have to do. You're just going to have to sweat and think.
Well, people can't help you if they don't know what you do.
And I'm saying this because they don't know your brand DNA. That means that you're going to have to spend that time to sweat it out. Nobody can do that part. That's like going to the gym. Nobody can do that for you. That part you're going to have to do. But if once you find out your brand DNA and all of that, and you got that all straightened out, now TJ can help you look good online. She can help you with your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, and Coach Karen has a thing on emails and stuff. So we can help you once you get that brand DNA straight. But until you know who you are, like Karen was talking about, nobody's going to be able to help you because you don't know who you are yet. But once you find out who you are, now you can go forward. And if, like Terry says, I don't have time to do it and I don't want to do it. Okay, there are people like TJ who can help you do that. I don't understand a budget. I don't know how to read a finance sheet. I don't know. Well, you need to call Coach Karen. She will help you do that because you're not going to even be able to hire a VA to do that stuff because you don't even understand it enough to know what to look for.
And you need to know those things because then you blame the people who you hire because you can't explain it well. You don't know how, years ago, I used to hear, you know, if you don't know the right questions to ask, how are you going to get the right answers?
You don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm. And so we're telling you, come here every week. Now, this is just us talking about things. There's so much more under the surface that you need to reach out to either TJ or Coach Karen, seriously, just so that you can get a better hold on your business. And they will take you at a pace that you can handle.
Yeah, and don't be in a hurry. If you're not there yet, there's no point hurrying up. It takes, you know, we always hear that a business, you know, in 3 years or a year or 5 different numbers, everybody got their own numbers that your business failed. What people don't say, just like how I said success is doing it over and over, just like people say, you know, a failure. The success is not true. It's just where you are. It takes a full year. If you came into my program, for instance, you need a full year to, it's not like your business will make money, to consistently make money. That's the difference. There's the make money and then the consistently make money. And the reason I like the whole year, which, you know, I had people, my coaches are trying, that's not a good way to sell, but I love the year because it's going to take you through a pace that will get you there. So that the next year, actually I should say this right here since I'm talking about this, it should take you through so that the next year you can shine better. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to shine this year, but what it will do is help you work on your emotional traumas. We all have them. We all going through them. And that part if you need to fix. Then it'll help you to tap into all the different places in your business that need not a Band-Aid, but strip down to the bone and look after. Then it needs to help you to set up. This is boring stuff I'm talking about, sure. But you can make it fun too. But it's the stuff that we don't want to do that I want you to do because you need it. So that when you get into the cycle of selling your program and really delivering to people, you have experience where you need to experience so that your business don't fail in 2 or 3 years. Because you understand what the groundwork needs and a must. Even if you made $5, $10, $15, $20,000, you're not going to continue making it without sufficing the groundwork. If you hire a VA, and I says not knocking VA, if you hire a secretary and not knocking them, even if they did everything for you, even myself, but you didn't learn any of this groundwork, you'll be back in 2019 saying, oh my God, I wish I did this. Go ahead, Terry.
I was going to say, well, you know, you expect, you can't grow a business if you don't know how the business functions because you can't duplicate yourself. So you need to understand how these systems work. And part of understanding how those systems work allows you to tweak what does or does not work for you. And then you can go and duplicate yourself. I understand that.
So I'm
just saying, let me learn the box step before we go to Dancing with the Stars competition.
Oh, yeah. And the box step should, and see now, and I think there are some things that we can do. There are some basic things that we can help with. Okay, and if you look at a business in the sense of a box step, on one corner you have the financial, the money and financial part of your business, Coach Karen. You have the marketing side of the business that includes social and digital. That would be TJ. You also have some basic business systems that need to be put in place. So there's there's 4 little pillars that have to happen. Mm-hmm. And maybe we need to start something that says, okay, this month we're going to talk about this pillar of your business. Next month, we're going to talk about this pillar of your business, because if you don't have the little foundation things done, it's not going to stand. You're just playing Jenga. You know that little game where you try and pull.
Yeah, and you pull out and you fall out. And that's what I keep saying about it. That's why I took a whole month and did budget and a whole month in business. Because for me to just run through it, and I haven't, this is just a service of project. But at least I wanted people to have everything I teach. if you went and apply it, because I take a lot of stuff out of my, I stopped doing that. No, I take a lot of stuff out of my program and I plunge it on here. So it's the basic, it's the bare, because if I'm teaching, it would be more in depth. And one of the things I know when my program do surface to where I want it to be is I want to make sure that I have this one-on-one once a week, like in here with X amount of students, where I'm actually walking them through things. I don't want to just answer questions in the group, because if I just answer questions in the group, I am missing facials. I'm missing a lot of things that if I'm doing a live, I can't see how it's happening to you. You could be dying and saying, oh my God, I just want her to just tell me how to move this pen over here. Maybe that's the simplest question you want, but you don't know how to move the pen over here. And so you're going around and just asking me how to move the pen over here. I can tell you. And you could actually go away and do it. You got a whole week to go and do it, so that when you come back next week, we can work on that other thing to get you moving. I wish I could take all the people I see scrambling online and load them up in a place and said, no, I know you want to do this, and I understand it's going to make you money, but it's really not going to make you money because I didn't do this. So you're cutting yourself off at the knees because you didn't do this. You got to do it. It's not nice. It's not boring, but give yourself 3 days. Okay, for the next 3 days, every day I come home for 2 hours. I'm going to sit, cross stitch. I don't know if you guys ever do cross stitch, but cross stitch is tedious. But if you set up yourself for 2 days, that same cross stitch that was so tedious, in the 6 hours, you will do it because you're not looking this tedious anymore. You see, I only have 6 hours to do it. And so in 6 hours, whatever that thing was, don't make it a big cross stitch, make it a small cross stitch. So in that 6 hours, you get this cross stitch done. There's celebration time. There's, I just won. I did well. This thing is framed. It's looking great. I'm ready to go. Then you do it. And I feel that's the biggest thing that people miss in business. This is what I need to do so that if I understand how Facebook works, when I give it over to teach me, I'll tell her, this is what I want you to do. This is what I like to see happen in my brand. This is what I happen in my brand. She is not a magician. She's great at what she does, but she's not a magician. So if she get your stuff, she understands, let's say me, and then she's like, okay, so this is what kind of, but maybe that's not what I want her to put on Facebook. That's not it, but I don't know. So I am hoping that she figure it out. And it's my business. That's not fair to people. And it's not fair to your brand.
Nope.
No.
We have Pat Murray from Durham, North Carolina. She's over on Facebook, and she says, I am preparing for her first full season of participating as a vendor in fairs and shows around the state. Go, Pat.
Oh, my God. And Pat been doing this for you. I don't know. Pat been doing this for a while. Pat been doing it online and doing her thing, and look, she's coming full circle to get herself there. This is not overnight, people. Don't listen to anybody who tell you, I don't care who you are, and I don't care unless you're born. Even if you're born money in your mouth, that money doesn't count for the money you're making online. So when you tell somebody they can make 5, 6 figures with just doing these 4 things in 6 weeks, don't lie to the people. Unless those people are coming to you, had a business, make money, understand, and in a slum. Those people can. But the people who just sell something, they're not in business. They're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur people who have an idea. And they work the idea. They are not business people. Sorry, they're not business people. Business people plan it out, get up, do the boring grinding every morning, give themselves a position in their business, CEO, CFO, something in the business, and set out a work schedule for that name in their business. So that's who they are. Because later they're going to hire the people to sue the other names. That's a business woman.
Yeah, Pat says, thanks, Karen. It's been a couple of challenging years in the making. And Karen, one day we would like you to come on and talk about the difference between entrepreneurship and business. Because that right there, because people kind of twirl it all together and it's all mashed up together, but it's not exactly the same. So when the next,
and then you get lost, you get lost in it, and you're the hamster is spinning you. You're like, crap, what am I doing? If I only have Facebook ads, I would make a whole lot of money. No. If I went outside and sell, no. If people would just answer me a message, if I use messenger bots, what if I go in groups?
and they're doing all these things without a foundation. They're just trying stuff. Oh, wait, I'm gonna put it. So you put your line in the water over there, and then before the fish get a chance to bite, whoops, no, that ain't working. So then you go to another pond and you put it over there, and no, that's not working. Okay, you need to settle down.
Yeah, so it's hard to settle down, and I understand it's hard to settle down when you don't have the money in front of you. So that is the hardest part. The waiting. My mom was talking about waiting because we read the Daily Word. They had one of the days they were talking about waiting. And waiting is hard. I want people to understand. I understand that waiting is hard.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I understand it. I'm not dismissing it. I know you need to hustle yesterday. I get it. You have to make money. I'm not dismissing this. Waiting is hard. Maybe you need to drive for Uber. Maybe you need to cook something. Maybe you need to do something else in your waiting space. So you can build a good business.
Yes. Woo! This has been good. This is
so
good.
We are.
This is
I
good.
hope it's not something we had a full-fledged sales and budgeting. I have to look at see what we're going to be doing for May, but whatever it is, it's going to be great. We're going to have a great time with it.
And now follow Coach Karen over on Instagram.
Yes, I'm there.
Yes, and Twitter. And everywhere as Island Girl Hustle.
Girl Hustle. Yeah.
I have some hustle shots that I need to send you. I found some hustle shots I need to send you. So when you see a hustle, send them over to her.
Send them over to her group. Let's do this, you know, and anything you need, we're going to start having some little nibbits in the group. It's not going to be a full-fledged anything, obviously, because, you know, the Money Mindset School is still...
It's going to be good. So we also want to thank you for tuning in. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Biz Chicks. We are on Twitter. We are Real Biz Chicks. Hey, Pat said I'm an inner city girl hustle. Yes. Inner city girl hustle. You know, inner city hustle might be. Pat, we might need to do a shirt. Inner City Hustle. Okay. Follow us on Instagram. We are Real Biz Chicks, or The Biz Chicks. Then Twitter is Real Biz Chicks. Facebook is Biz Chicks. If you want to know more about anything that we're doing, you can always drop us a line. Wherever you follow us, there'll be a link for you to get on the mailing list as well. But we will fight for you, meaning we'll help you on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and we'll help you with your email campaigns as well. And we got a team of people here ready to help you get where you want to go. It's not just us.
Yeah. Frank, before you knock, because once you take us out from the live streaming, could we stay here for a minute?
Yes. So we are going to make sure that we help you get to where you need to go. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Tell somebody else, subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Facebook, thank you. Instagram, Google Plus, Twitter. We appreciate you. You could have been somewhere else, but you decided to spend some time with us. So, Pat, we'll talk to you a little bit later. Want to hear more about your Pity Pat crafts too.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon.
Don't forget to go to the front of your line.